afternoon here, Wednesday, the 8th of June 2022. Welcome to the show and the world that never ends. And the world, as in our show that we do, well, pretty much on a daily basis. But yeah, there might be some occasions where we're not going to go live for once. But yeah, that's another thing altogether. The main subject of the show is what makes you laugh. Well, actually, I'm actually laughing now. Ha 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 ha. Does that make you laugh? Well, of course, let me know in the comments if it does make you laugh. Well, I'll tell you something else and that actually makes me laugh. Keir Starmer having a go at Boris or vice versa. But actually, of course, for me, I think Starmer is the worst of than Boris. But of course, did anyone actually see the actual government sort of, I would say, uh, you know, kind of to and fro argument? And the referee in the middle is absolutely brilliant. Of course, he can chuck people out, and of course, they won't even get their cup of teas apparently. But of course, they have got to all behave themselves, and the referee in the middle, of course, the guy who actually is in the between the Labour Party and the Conservative Party. Of course, it's just amazing job that he's doing because he's keeping very neutral. Unlike Burko did back in the day when Burko was around. But anyway, yeah, that is something that makes me laugh. Of course, two governments having a little bit of a sort of tussle with each other. But that that's another thing. But of course, can you tell me what else makes you laugh? I'll tell you something else that made me laugh actually. Is that I watched an older version of Jim Davidson back in the day of the Big Break, the snooker thing, and I think Jim Davidson worked well with actually John Virgo, and of course it was so funny. It was unbelievable. Of course they dressed up at the time. It's not really my thing these days to actually dress up like what they did in the Big Break sort of days. And of course, some of them were dressing up as ladies. But of course, I'm not going to go into depth with it. But of course, these days it causes a lot of upset. For what reason, I don't know. But back in the day, just practically people were taking the mickey out of each other. And that was the most hilarious thing that I could ever come across myself. Don't worry, I've done this live stream here, or actually started this live stream about several times today, and I had to take it off because I made a few hash ups from time to time. I wish I kept them now, but anyway, that's another thing altogether. I hope everyone's doing well today. There will be a show tonight. Don't forget. On a serious note, I suppose that will be funny as well. But at 8 p.m., and we hope to be funny enough outside. And of course, yeah, it's looking like it's gorgeous at the moment in terms of weather. But that's the funny thing, isn't it? But of course, and the funny thing extra will be tonight around about, I would say, 8 o'clock usual time or just after, depending on if the weather, funny enough, stays with us. So, what has made you laugh? Of course, that has made me laugh as well. You're probably thinking, what am I talking about? But of course, yes, in terms of what's made me laugh, the main thing is the Big Break of Jim Davison, the old snooker program. I loved it when Jim Davison used to say "crit play" each time, and Virgo saying "you pot as many balls as you can." And of course, the clock strikes when you strike that cue ball. Said that perfectly. And yes, exactly. And pot as many balls as you can is the main gimmick back in the day. And I do hope something like that or very much similar comes back to life. But that was when BBC was really good. But of course, it's not so good these days. But you won't get that anywhere else either. But yeah, what did actually make me laugh? Of course, they're questioning the WHO, the World Health Organization, wherever they were, and I can't actually remember the name of the place that they were at, but of course that's where the World Health Organizations is, And basically, of course, I would like to say that, of course, this guy, Yanni, I think his name was, from, of course, Rebel TV in Australia, who also came on Dan Wootton show last night on the GB News, and he came on towards the end of the program before the Union, Jackass, and the Greatest Britain. And of course, he came on to speak about his questioning to the WHO organization. Well, who are they, actually? That's what makes people laugh as well. Who are they? You know, and it's quite right to ask them questions on there. But of course, yeah. I personally think, in my opinion, that, of course, the funny thing of it was, of course, that the person that was being interviewed in the street thought he was ambushed. Well, to me, I don't think it was ambushed. I think it's the most hilarious thing on this planet. And of course, you know, a lot of people will probably disagree, but a lot of people would agree as well. So there's two sides of the coin on that particular note. But I would say it was shocking what the answers were given, because the guy being questioned did not answer to the full extent. He did not answer. That was the funny thing about it. And that definitely, as a whole, I've watched the 8 minutes video, and of course, to me, I found it the most hilarious interview ever. I know the guy doing the questions was a little bit, you know, kind of pressurizing, but of course, doesn't the media pressurize as well? So there's two sides of the coin here. We have to have this free speech nation where we're having two sides of the coin, not just one-sided. So we don't hear the other side. And of course, they sort of blank it out and they sort of think it's misinformation, that kind of thing. So we've got to have this free speech nation before I start getting cancelled as well. But no, hopefully there isn't any reason for any cancellation here, because I don't often swear, really. I leave that to Jim Davison because he's actually got more following than me. But of course, yeah, very best of luck to him. He's actually got at least 61k subscribers that Jim Davison has himself. But of course, he knows other people like Bobby Dabro, and there's other ones as well, like Alex Byfield and that kind of thing. Apparently, it's someone called Jericho as well. That Jim Davison knows. But yeah, it's very fascinating to watch people like Jim Davison doing stuff like this, and even Alex Byfield as well. He does it from time to time. I haven't seen Lee Mack do it though. Maybe he's not got time, and maybe he's not the type to do it. But I've seen Tim Vine do it little bits, but of course he hasn't done anything as in live. But it'd be nice for those sort of comedians to try that and give that a go. But you know, that's another thing altogether. Maybe they don't want to. But of course, you know, I hope to actually see Jim Davison talking about him, and that will be a right laugh, actually, to see him this year at the Britannia Pier in Great Yarmouth, before my croaky voice comes and makes you laugh. But anyway, yeah, enough of me giving you a great laugh, which is what this channel is all about. And not only that we do the tours, we also try to make people laugh at the same time, because that's what we know. Well, that's what we need. Sorry, I can't get the words out sometimes. I really can't get the words. It's because I'm live, and of course, it's not even been rehearsed. This live here, by the way, it's actually on replay when you watch it on the video, but it's actually as a live. So yeah, massive hello if you are watching. And I did see some people flick on and off, and of course people tend to watch later and don't always catch my lives, so it depends on what people are doing as well. So yeah, I'm just looking at the outside weather at the moment, making sure it stays with us, stays with the one it's on. But there you go. Hopefully you stay with the one you're on as well. We've got a really fun-packed show, hopefully, tonight, because we've got some things to talk about. Maybe we'll get your interaction as well. that would be lovely indeed. I can't wait for that. And of course, it kicks off around about 8 p.m. on StreamYard, and hopefully we'll be able to answer your questions as we go on that. It'll be absolutely amazing. So hopefully we'll have a good picturesque sort of view outside like we normally have, and we normally finish around about 9 p.m. So if you can stay up for that, feel free to do so. And we finish just in time for the Dan Wootton Show on GB News, because I like to watch that most of the time. But even if I can't, if I'm elsewhere, I'll either watch it on my phone. I just can't get away from it. You know, it's just one of those kind of programs you can't get away from it, even though they have sort of one person on there each day that has a completely different view to obviously Dan Wootton's view. If you haven't heard of Dan's show, as in Dan Wootton Show, with the, you know, Dan Wootton Tonight show, then give it a listen. It's definitely worth tuning in just for that. So his opinions basically are different to just one person that they have on the show. I don't think they have any more than one person. You've got Ben Butterworth, and I'm just giving you some examples there. And of course, he's normally in the middle there, and it's normally the the opposition side on the sort of right hand side. They should be on the left hand side, really, but of course, on the right hand side, that's what they are. Sorry, I had a bit of cough come through me. Yeah, let's cough it out. Absolutely, must be the heat arising somewhere. But anyway, what I would say is that, of course, there's other ones as well. There's Nigel Nelson as well, Rebecca Reed as well, and of course, Amy Nicole. And I think there's another one tonight, actually, that I can't actually remember the name of at the top of my head. But of course, rest of them are, of course, sort of 50-50 basis. You've got the Publican tonight as well, of course. Adam Brooks, his name is. What a strange name that is. I thought he actually lived in Cambridge, but actually probably not. He's actually a publican or a businessman, if you like. And you've got Amanda Patel, is it? Something like that, who is the Daily Mail columnist, writes for the Daily Mail. But anyway, all of that's going to make you laugh after, hopefully, our show tonight at 8 p.m. So make sure you check it out just for that. I'm going to cut you lot short now, and thank you very much for watching. It has been lovely coffee. I haven't even introduced you one bit today. But you lot are amazing. Thank you very much for your support, and those who tuned in on the Norwich City Live. Actually, just going around a little bit of the city and a little bit of the ground there. You can check it out if you haven't already, because what made me laugh as well is that, of course, for the first time on camera, they were questioning me, and they thought I was doing a sort of police raid, asking police questions, that kind of thing. And they thought I was going to be literally rude. But, of course, to anyone watching from that, if you were that security guard that told me I couldn't film, of course we're doing it for a purpose. And the good thing about it is that, of course, they allowed us to continue, because we were only filming outside and not inside. We would definitely get permission if we was going to film inside, because I wouldn't want somebody to film in my home if they didn't have permission. But anyway, that's another thing altogether. We'd like to say a huge thank you. Julian Clouds has sent me an attachment, so I better read that. That's the funniest thing, and it just pinged up on the screen there. That's probably because I got my sound on here, not on silent. We're talking about the phone not being on silent. That's the funniest thing, because sometimes I do have it on silent and I can't always hear the phone calls. But I can at the moment, so that is great. Thank you very much for watching, and that has been the most funniest thing ever. What is your funniest thing? Do let us know in the comments. Catch you all later. Ta-da.